one of the things I looked back in the Bush campaign was, which I think was the most proud of, both personally and from a campaign, from a campaign-wide perspective, is that we were able to, we looked at kind of the success that Democrats were having in raising money, and back then, I mean, Howard Dean was raising a lot of money, and they said, look, I mean, we're never, at the time, this is at the time we were raising $200 million. We weren't going to have a problem with money, so we said it's probably best strategically not to focus on getting a little bit more money, getting $20 or $30 million more in the door, but rather focus on grassroots activism on the ground, building an army of volunteers that would take direct action. That was basically the campaign owned the relationship with those people. You didn't have kind of this problem I think the leftists had with a lot of outside outsourcing kind of your grassroots, outsourcing your get out the vote. And what we were able to do on several instances, our online tools were all geared towards mobilizing volunteers in the swing states, getting them to host house parties, getting them to make phone calls, getting them to, actually we gave them walk lists of people and go contact 20 of your neighbors, and these are 20 neighbors who've been kind of micro-targeted as being, likely swing voters. At the height of kind of this effort, we had 8,000 house parties happening on a single night, and that maybe Adam would probably chime in here, probably with some other number, but at the time, apples to apples, we thought, the Kerry campaign I think had like 5,000 in terms of at their height. And this was like one example where you could point to where I thought we were legitimately doing more in terms of organizing online, in terms of having the sort of driving kind of grassroots activity. What I found was, Republicans, like to, I think are inherently, social in the sense of like, if you actually look at, I think there have been some studies on this, but I think what we tapped into was people were organized, people like to get together offline and people just instinctively kind of use the online world as a catalyst to invite people to, hey, here, get together on Thursday night and let's, watch a video from the president, get on a conference call, and start organizing for November. And that was something that, legitimately was a success. Over, 500,000 people went to these parties throughout the course of the campaign, and we were able to leverage a large email list. And one of the things that was I thought most impressive about that, that instance of online organizing, was that half the people who went to these events were people that the host didn't already know, because we provided a tool on the website to contact folks on the email list who were geographically close by, geo-target them, and have the host send, invites. Say, I don't really know you, but we're having this party, how would you like to come? And half the people who were basically introduced to the campaign that way. And I know actually MoveOn has, I think, done some phenomenal work in terms of you'll get an e-vite saying, I get these all the time, you get an e-vite saying, hey, so-and-so in Falls Church is hosting a party on Thursday night, would you like to come? And it's, kind of the familiar e-vite functionality. So it's sort of the same geo-targeting using technology to kind of leverage a grassroots base.